Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Heat takes injury-depleted roster to Cleveland for game versus Cavs. Also, Pel Larson shines. Despite having just 9 available players, the Miami Heat had enough to defeat the team with the NBA's worst record on Monday. Now, the short-handed Heat will find out if it has enough to beat the team with the league's best record. After defeating the struggling Washington Wizards 106-90 on Monday night at Kaseya Center, the injury-depleted Heat travels to take on the league-leading Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday at Rocket Arena, 7 p.m., FanDuel Sports Network Sun and ESPN. Jamie Jaquez Jr., right ankle sprain, Nikola Jovic, broken right hand, Kel'el Ware, left knee sprain, and Andrew Wiggins, right ankle sprain, all remain out for the Heat against the Cavaliers after recently sustaining injuries. Drew Smith, left Achilles surgery, Jaquez, Jovic, Ware and Wiggins did not travel with the team to Cleveland for the single-game trip. It will mark the third game in a row that Jaquez has missed since turning his ankle early in the second half of Friday's win against the Indiana Pacers. Jaquez left that game after hurting his ankle and didn't return, with X-rays returning negative. It will mark the 6th game in a row that Jovic has missed with his broken hand. He's set to be re-evaluated in 3 weeks. It will mark the 2nd straight game that Ware has sat out since spraining his knee during a collision with New York Knicks center Mitchell Robinson late in the third quarter of Sunday's loss. Ware said Monday that an MRI on his injured knee showed no structural damage. It will mark the 4th game in a row that Wiggins has missed with his sprained ankle after turning it early in last Wednesday's win over the Atlanta Hawks. Wiggins was able to play on the ankle and finish last Wednesday's contest, but he has not played since that game. With 4 rotation regulars, Jaquez, Jovic, Ware and Wiggins, out on Wednesday, the Heat is calling on reinforcements to add depth. Undrafted rookies Keshad Johnson and Isaiah Stevens, who have been playing the G League as part of their developmental work, are expected to be available for the Heat against the Cavaliers. There's also a chance that two-way contract guard Josh Christopher will join the Heat in Cleveland for Wednesday's contest after playing for the Heat's G League affiliate, the Sioux Falls Skyforce, on Tuesday night. The good news for the Heat is starting guard Davion Mitchell traveled with the team to Cleveland and has been upgraded to questionable for Wednesday's game after missing Monday's win over the Wizards because of a left quadriceps contusion. If Jaquez, Jovic, Smith, Ware and Wiggins are the only players out Wednesday, the Heat will end up with 13 available players against the Cavaliers. While the Heat has dropped 7 of its last 11 games, stands 2 games under the .500 mark and sits in 7th place in the Eastern Conference, Heat coach Erik Spoelstra is encouraged by the team's recent play in the wake of last month's Jimmy Butler trade. "We have a lot of different chapters of this season," Spoelstra said. "But if you just take this segment with the change, there's a lot more good things, and I love the expectations of this franchise and this city right now. But we also understand that there is a process to this and there's some damn good things happening. We've had some heartbreaking losses. But within some of those losses, you see some great basketball being played and some really good habits that are being built in a short period of time." With only 9 available players for Monday's win over the Wizards, Heat rookie Pel Larson took advantage of a rare opportunity to play extended minutes. After playing just 43 seconds over the Heat's previous 6 games, Larson finished Monday's victory with a career-high 16 points to go with 4 rebounds and 5 assists in 28 minutes off the bench. The Heat outscored the Wizards by 13 points, with Larson on the court. "We knew we would need some kind of energy, spark from somebody, and we talked about that's the challenge. Who's going to bring it?" Spoelstra said after the shorthanded Heat's win on Monday. "And tonight we definitely felt Pel. He brought that energy, brought that extra oomph that carried over to everybody else. And in some swing moments of the game, he just seemed to have his imprint with the deflections, the steals, the timely cuts, all of that. He's had some bottled-up energy. He's a competitor, he wants to be out there, he feels like he can help, and he gave us some really productive minutes tonight. That was inspiring. Larson, 24, has stayed ready for in-game opportunities by playing one-on-one and two-on-two games with Heat teammates to try to get my conditioning up. He's tenacious behind the scenes, Spoelstra said of Larson. That's why he's able to stay ready, he puts in so much time. It's 2 or 3 workouts a day. You have to kick him out of the gym. But he wants to continue to improve. He wants to find ways where he can help. His energy, his defense, his toughness, he puts his face in there on everything. That's a great start, and then we'll figure it out. Larson, who was selected by the Heat with the 44th overall pick in the second round of the 2024 draft, has found himself in and out of Miami's rotation during his rookie season. He has already played double-digit minutes in 25 games, but has also received 18 DNP/CDS, did not play, coach's decision, this season. Heat make historic Bam Adebayo announcement after Wizards win. The Miami Heat notched a 106-90 win over the Washington Wizards on Monday night, improving the team's 2024-25 season record to 29-31. The Heat were led by a dominant performance from star center Bam Adebayo, who finished the game with a team-high 19 points and 15 rebounds. This double-double performance marks the 222nd of Adebayo's 8-year NBA career with the Heat, making him the franchise's all-time double-double leader. The 3-time All-Star center passed the previous mark set by Ronnie Sakeli, who suited up for Miami from 1988 to 94. The Heat shared Adebayo's historic accomplishment with multiple announcements on social media. History with 12 points and 10 rebounds before the half, Bam is now our franchise leader in double-doubles, the team wrote after Adebayo broke the record in the second quarter. Like I said, I always wanted to be first on something in this organization, Adebayo said in his post-game press conference. I'm not done yet. It's great that Ronnie Sakeli was here to see me pass his record. I have been trying to break that record for 3 games at this point. It just had to happen when Ronnie Sakeli was on air. That ain't nothing but God and the universe lining up for me. Sakeli was at the Kaseya Center to see Adebayo break his long-standing record. I just think he's your prototypical player that every team needs, that's kinda the glue that does all the work, Sakeli said. He works hard, doesn't require a lot of maintenance, and doesn't really need the ball to be successful in a team game. Those guys are a lot harder to find than guys who require the ball or attention. Adebayo is averaging 17.2 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game so far this season. The Heat will look to build off this positive momentum in a matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday evening. Another NBA insider claims Kevin Durant will get traded this summer. It's becoming increasingly clear that Kevin Durant will be playing for another team next season, as another NBA insider has reported that the Phoenix Suns will trade Durant this summer. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, there will be real changes to the Suns roster this summer, and that likely starts with Kevin Durant. This report comes just says after ESPN's Brian Windhorst reported that all parties are crystal clear on Durant getting traded to a contender this summer. Charania added during a Sunday appearance that the Suns and Durant will work together on a trade to a contender and that nearly half a dozen teams could get in the mix. I would expect 4 to 6 contending teams with some serious involvement in Durant, added Charania. At 36, Durant is still one of the league's premier players. He is averaging 26.7 points on 53% shooting, 6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists this season. He will enter the final season of a 4-year, $194 million contract next season and will be eligible to sign an extension this summer. That gives him leverage in potential trade talks and the chance to potentially choose his next destination. The Miami Heat should be one of the teams that call Phoenix about Durant. He would give the Heat their best number 1 scoring option since LeBron James left in 2014. The Heat and Suns reportedly discussed a potential Durant deal before last month's deadline, but talks never progressed because the Heat and Suns were far apart on a deal. But if Durant decides he wants to end his career in Miami, he could steer himself in that direction. And you, fan? What do you think about the situation of Kevin Durant? Write to us in the comments.